Now, Xiaomi's Redmi Note 10 Pro was one of my favourite affordable smartphones of 2021, hands down. So needless to say, when this bad boy here, the Redmi Note 11 Pro, showed up at TechSpert Towers for review, my nipples were ever so slightly tingly. That said, however, beyond the fresh Snapdragon 695 running the show, a lot of the Redmi Note 11 Pro 5G sounds hauntingly familiar. That massive 120Hz AMOLED screen, the 108 megapixel Samsung HM2 camera sensor, the 5000 mAh battery, yada yada yada, all basically lifted from last year's Redmi Note 10 Pro, and I know that was a bloody good smartphone and you probably don't want to mess too much with the winning formula, but what has actually changed up here for the Redmi Note 11 Pro, and is it worth a punt if you're looking for a great affordable handset? Well, I've had my sim slapped in here for the last week or so. Here's my in-depth review, and for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Now, as with last year's budget blower, the Redmi Note 11 Pro is a proper handful and a half. This 6.7-inch heifer tips the scales at a gnat's ballsack over 200 grams. You've got some one-handed help built into the UI, although as usual it's awkwardly implemented and you're basically best off using two hands at all times. Apparently flat edges are back in fashion because that's what Xiaomi's gone with here, just like the Vivo V23, the iPhones, even the Galaxy S22 sports similar sort of design. And while the Redmi isn't as compact as the S22, it doesn't feel as clunkily chunky as Apple's blowers, and it isn't uncomfortable to clutch. However, it's definitely not the hardiest of budget blowers. Despite the fact you've got a Gorilla Glass 5 display on there is a very distinct scratch on there already after just 1 week. So definitely slap on a screen protector. And meanwhile, around back, that plastic arse end has got a bit of light scratching as well. But you do get a condom case stuffed in the box alongside the phone, so you can always slap that on if you are worried about your Redmi Note 11 Pro getting all nicked and scuffed. Oh, and this budget blower is also IP53 splash resistant as well, so no worries if you get caught in a sudden sharp downpour as I have this past week. So overall, yeah, it's unmistakably a budget smartphone, but the design is smart enough and you've got a small selection of colours if this here grey finish doesn't exactly get your naughty bits buzzing. Let's have a gander at the software side of things, and it is a bit of a shame that the Redmi Note 11 Pro comes rocking the older Android 11 rather than the fresh new Android 12, which some rivals do come with out of the box, rivals which I can't specifically name because they're currently under embargo. Apparently the Android 12 global rollout is happening right now, but when is this phone actually going to get updated? Well, not even Mystic motherfucking Meg would be able to tell me that one. Still, at least for now, the latest MiUI 13 launcher is a perfectly likeable experience. You've got enough of a stock Android vibe to not terrify any Xiaomi noobs, but loads of great bonus bits from that nifty control center to the much improved gaming mode, which now actually makes sense. One of the only proper ball aches of Xiaomi smartphones is the sheer amount of crapware that comes packed on here to begin with, but thankfully the vast majority of it all, TikTok included, can be deleted if you like. So not really a proper ball ache, I guess more of a ball twinge. I did see some jank here on the Redmi Note 11 Pro at times, however. So for instance, when I first slapped my sim in the Redmi Note 11 Pro, I noticed that a lot of my apps, when I opened them up, would get themselves stuck in a sort of buffering circle purgatory of doom. And the only way to sort them out was by closing them and reopening them. Generally that worked, but thankfully that happened less and less as the week progressed, and it doesn't really happen at all anymore. Touch wood, fingers crossed. But one problem I'm still having is that Deezer often randomly just stops playing albums halfway through. Usually gets a few songs in and then decides it simply can't be arsed anymore. And at first I was wondering if that was a connectivity issue, but it seems to happen even when I'm connected to my home Wi-Fi rather than a mobile network, and even when the album is actually downloaded onto the phone as well, so bugger knows what's up there. Again, fingers crossed, hopefully that's an issue that's sorted soon. Speaking of fingers, I've thankfully had no jip at all from that edge-mounted fingerprint sensor. It acts fast and it works well as long as your hands are dry. You got face recognition as a reliable backup as well, and as far as the storage goes, we got 128 gigs of internal space stuffed in here, and you can expand that via microSD memory card up to a further terabyte if you find yourself running low. Although bear in mind that microSD memory card slot is shared with the second SIM slot, so you can't dual wield SIMs and expand the memory at the same time. Now the media chops aren't too different here compared with last year's Redmi Note 10 Pro. The 11 Pro once again packs a ruddy huge 6.67-inch AMOLED panel which punches above its weight at this price point. The Full HD Plus resolution keeps visuals crisp despite the spacious size, and you can pump up the vibrancy if you like it really poppy. The screen can hit a higher peak brightness compared with the previous generation as well, so it's ideal for outdoors use. Although admittedly the automatic brightness wasn't quite foolproof. I did find that sometimes in the evenings it would dim down a little bit too low, so I'd have to manually boost it back up again just to make things comfortable. And despite the fact this is an AMOLED panel, you've still got refresh rate support all the way up to 120 Hz, so any apps that can take advantage of that will look silky smooth. The stereo speaker setup is one of the best you will find at this price point. It's proper loud on top volume, but that audio is still clear, so podcasts, videos, whatever you're enjoying will actually be enjoyed. You've got Bluetooth 5.1 support on here as well. I had absolutely zero issues when streaming, my Ds and my podcasts or everything to a pair of headphones or a speaker beyond the fact that it would just occasionally stop. And yes, you do have a headphone jack up top on the Redmi Note 11 Pro as well if you want a backup option or you just want to make the most of your high fidelity tracks. Now, the Redmi Note 11 Pro is the first Snapdragon 695 smartphone that I've had the chance to check out, and I gotta say, for a 600 series, this thing serves up some serious grunt. Everyday running is impeccable, while gamers can chuck on basically whatever they like, even proper full-on Android fare like Genshin Impact. Yeah, you will need to keep the graphics settings on low for that one, but the results are proper impressive compared with many budget rivals. That mighty screen supports 360Hz touch sampling, so it's more than responsive enough for frantic action shenanigans where ruthless skull children attempt to murder the living shit out of you online. I say attempt, I mean they obviously succeed when it's me as well. And Xiaomi's liquid cool tech combined with the general efficiency of the 695 means that the Redmi Note 11 Pro doesn't get toasty even with all-day play. Big up the gaming tools as well, which are now clearly labelled so you don't have to mash random icons in the hope of finding the one that you actually need. Huzzah! And yeah, because the full title of this thing is officially the Redmi Note 11 Pro 5G, it probably won't come as a massive shock to learn that you've got 5G support built into that Snapdragon 695. So let's move on to the battery life, and you've got a 5000 mAh capacity cell stuffed inside of here, just as with the previous generation, and once again, it's an absolute winner. Found that most days I ended with around 35 to 40% battery charge remaining. And even on my busiest day where I was literally using it as a sat nav for over an hour, I Skyped with a fan back home for over an hour as well, lots of video streaming, lots of Deezer streaming, all that good stuff, I still found I had, I think it was about 30% left. I just could not kill this thing in a single day. And then when you do finally need to give it a recharge, well, you got 67 watt wired charging support as well, so it'll fill back up in a jiffy. You got no wireless charging support of course, but then that's quite a rare feature for a budget smartphone. And now on to the final bit of this highly thrilling review, the cameras, and that primary sensor is once again the 108 megapixel Samsung HM2, shooting 12 meg images on full auto with 9:1 pixel binning. Some impressive specs, but the Redmi Note 11 Pro ain't infallible. In strong contrast, it certainly can struggle a bit, although it still performs well versus many of its budget rivals, limiting the saturation that you'll see so your shots aren't washed out and a bit crap. With good lighting, you'll capture plenty of detail on auto, while living subjects generally don't blur even if they're refusing to stay still, unless you swap to the portrait mode, in which case they really do need to stop flapping about the place. Colour reproduction is reasonably natural for a cheaper handset, certainly good enough to suit most folk. And if you want a close-up view of a distant subject, don't pinch in, just swap to the 108 megapixel mode and then crop your shot afterwards and you'll get commendably crisp results. Move indoors, however, and your photos will occasionally suffer with softer, grainier results overall, and you will get blur when you're shooting anything that has mobility and also free will. But be patient, take a few shots, and one of them at least should come out well. And while you do have a night mode for your proper low light pics, this doesn't really do much at all, to be honest. The Redmi Note 11 Pro also packs in an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle shooter, and this helps you to actually fit everything in frame if you're trying to capture some wanging huge bastard like this. But colour tones do take another hit. And last up for that triple lens setup is a highly thrilling 2 megapixel macro lens if you really want to shoot low res crappy looking shots of things really up close. That's your thing. While it's decent for pics, one of the disadvantages of the Redmi Note 11 Pro is the video mode, which maxes out at full HD resolution. There is no 4K shooting on this morpho. As a result, my footage looked a bit blah compared with what I captured on some other Redmi rivals. Videos lack detail, and if you move and shoot at the same time, the stabilization ain't great either. And if you're filming inside or in lower light, those visuals are even more fugly. But still, audio pickup is strong even on a breezy day, so that's a definite plus. And last up, there's a 16 megapixel selfie snapper around front. It's not great, it's alright. Again, you get quite soft results as far as the detail levels go, but whatever. And it's the same story with the front-facing shooter as far as the video goes as well. Once again, you top off at full HD resolution, so detail levels not great, probably good when you're working with a mug like this, but the audio pickup is absolutely fine. And that in a nutshell is the Redmi Note 11 Pro after I've been using it for a full week, and I gotta say I really do like it. I certainly enjoyed using it. A couple of little niggles in there, such as the fact you've got the old Android on there, weird little bugs cropping up occasionally like the Deezer shutting down thing. And the camera tech ain't quite perfect either, but you know what, the performance is fantastic, the battery life is great, and the media chop's pretty damn solid as well. But anyway, that's my review. It'd be great to hear what you guys think down in the comments below as well. And if you are looking for a budget blow, I'm hoping to update a few of my best budget smartphone roundups in the next week or two as well, so stay tuned for that. And for more of the latest and greatest tech, please do subscribe, ding that notifications bell, and have yourselves a bloody lovely rest of the week. Cheers everyone, love you.